Hey guys, so we are already done with the top three principles of solid, and now we're going to discuss the fourth principle, which is very important, and that is interface segregation principle, also known as ISP. So, what does this principle say? So, let's go to the slide first, and we will see the example there. So, interface segregation principle says that a class should not be forced to implement an interfaces it does not use. Second thing it says, it suggests breaking down large interfaces into smaller, specific interfaces relevant to the implementing class. So what does it mean? So let's see an example. So here is a code which I have written before applying this ISP. So what does it say? So it says that, see, in this worker interface, we have two functions, that is void and eat, right? And then I've created a class called manager, which implements the interface, right? Now we don't have any functionality related to manager regarding this eat function, right? So it is not necessary. Like every employee would have a lunch, right? But what important is how it manages the task, that is work, right? So it is not required here, right? So if you wanted to implement it, we can. If you don't want it to implement, we can remove this, right? But writing it in the single interface, so it is making it mandatory for manager to implement this function also, right? So you know that key by interface, the methods are by default abstract, right? So we would have to implement this, right? This function also, else it will throw an error, right? So if you see this, after applying this ISP, so this interface have separated the two interfaces, right? Worker and eater, and then then we are implementing the two interfaces separately, like worker and eater, right? Manager implements worker and eater. So if you want, we can remove any of the interface implementation, right? So it can remove eater and can remove worker depending upon the use cases. So this is making a easier and clean code, right? And also the dependencies have been removed, like so this is loose coupled now. So this is what interface segregation principle used for.